friends, 2 time zones, and a shared love of stories.
I'm Freya.
And I'm Jamie.
Bridging time zones 1 chapter at a time.
Welcome to Once Upon a Time Zone.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Once Upon a Time Zone. Today we have our favorite video of the month. We are going to be wrapping up our April reads, talking about what we are hoping to get into next month, and also just some new releases coming out next month, which we do have quite the list of new releases.
So many.
I feel like coming towards the middle of the year is always a good time for book releases. Like May and June, I feel like always have some really, which can be a little bit overwhelming, but we're very, very excited for it. And I feel like we've both had pretty good reading months. So, you know, as we always say, our favorite video is to just yap about everything. We've read all of our thoughts this month. But of course, before we get into all of that, Jamie, what are you currently reading?
Well, you already know this, but I am currently reading Clockwork Princess by Cassandra, Clare. So I'm about to finish the Infernal Devices trilogy. I did start it today. I know we talked yesterday, and I was on this just brain block because I just finished Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson, and that was a whole
guys. When she told me that she just finished Wind and Truth, and then she was going on to Clockwork Princess, I was just like, no, like she enjoys emotional pain. We figured it out basically.
I do. And it's also for a reading vlog because I'm finishing series in this reading vlog. So like it just had to be done. It was just the stars aligned. That's what my TBR told me I needed to read at the time. So yeah, I was just so discombobulated. I haven't said that word in a long time after reading Wind and Truth because, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but Wind and Truth, I feel like I need to clarify this on this platform on the podcast because last week I was talking about it and saying how it felt very much like the end of the series and the end of phase 1 and we're going to say goodbye to our characters. Word of a warning for everyone embarking on the Stormlight Archive, it's not the end. It's like actually not the end. It's literally the halfway point. Like,
which is insane. Like that's crazy.
There was literally a note at the end from Brandon Sanderson at the end of the book. You know how there are the little text blurbs at the end of his books that say, the end of Stormlight Archive, book whatever. It said that, and then it said, see you in books 6 to 10 when we conclude our characters' journeys. And I just, honestly, I did like the book. I loved it, okay? I loved the path we went on with the mental health and
have we settled on a rating?
And the art and everything. 4.25.
Okay.
That's where I'm sitting. It was better than Rhythm of War. It wasn't as good as like the first 3 books, I don't think.
Yeah.
I liked the direction, but I felt very gaslit at the end of it because I geared myself up for, you know, the conclusion of our characters' arcs, and I was ready to say goodbye. I was sad to do it. So it's kind of a bittersweet feeling because on one hand, I'm like, I'm so happy I'm going to be able to, you know, hang out with my characters again. But on the other hand, I was ready for their conclusion mentally. I built myself up for it, and now just not having that, I feel a little like the rug got snatched up from under my feet, whatever that saying is. I was so confused at the end. You'll see it in my reading vlog. I don't know if it's up yet by the time this episode's out, but like it may or may not be up on my channel. I sat on my couch for hours, several hours, finishing the last 400 pages of this book in one day. And you can see as the clips go on, the lighting changes, it gets dark, like nighttime falls. I'm still in the same position on the couch. My hair goes through iterations of going from a bun to down, because like throughout the day, I'm just like stressed, like ripping my bun out, putting it back up. Yeah, just like, like touching all the hair. And you can see like by the end, I'm like flushed. Like my nervous system was acting up. So enjoy that. Should
we link it below if it's up? We'll just put it in the cap.
Sure. A little self-insert.
So we can all experience that.
Yeah. It was a ride. But yeah, I feel like I do need to warn everyone that there is no like conclusion. It's not a satisfying conclusion.
I wonder if like I'll have, and whoever else is reading the Stormlight Archive as well, will have like a different experience now reading Wind and Truth and knowing it's not the conclusion.
Being actually warned about it.
Because
yeah.
apparently, you know, almost 8,000 words wasn't enough time with these characters.
I'm just like, I wonder how long the phase 2 of it's going to be. Like, how long are books 6 to 10 going to be? Are they all going to be at the same length? Because that's so long.
Like, I want to say I wouldn't even be shocked if they were. My favorite thing in the world is like every time Brandon Sanderson comes out with a new book, he's like, they told me I couldn't publish it. You know, the binding was too big. It wasn't going to work. I said, make a way. Find a way. And then like he recently came out with the paperback edition of Wind and Truth. And he was like, they did it. They found a way.
Yeah, it is still up in the air, like if they'll do the mass market paperback of Wind and Truth, because it is so long. I think they are attempting to do it, but it's like end of the year or like, yeah.
Those poor people.
I mean, I had the hardcover. I couldn't hold it up, so it was resting on a surface or like on my legs.
To be honest, that's kind of good though. I feel like a hardcover, like, yeah, you can just like rest it somewhere and it will just stay open.
Yeah.
That definitely helps because my ones are quite like, they're not the mass paperback versions, but they are paperback. So they're like still really heavy, but not like, I don't know, they don't like stay open like they would a hardcover. So
are they
somewhere in between.
Stiff or floppy?
They're stiff. That's why the spines are like, see, when I was reorganizing my bookshelf the other day, I was like, you can see where I'm up to in this series because it's like the spines are like mutilated up until the point.
Oh no.
And I was like, at least it's a good indicator. No, they're my worst ones, I will say, because like I just, I give up.
Yeah. For a book to be that long and to not be floppy.
Yeah.
What did they expect?
I know. Wind and Truth is like the really big paperback version, so that's floppy. Thank God.
Yeah. Because that's the beast.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, we've just like completely.
Yeah. That was my previous read. And then, my current read is Clockwork Princess. I will give you guys updates. It'll be in the same reading vlog, actually, as Wind and Truth. So, I don't have too many thoughts. I just kind of got into it because I was taking a break from words after finishing Wind and Truth, and I needed a full 24-hour reset before I opened a new book. So I've just cracked open Clockwork Princess. But I mean, so many people say that this book is like the best Shadowhunters book. So I'm just like, okay, great. Where do I go from here then?
No, don't worry. The rest of the Shadowhunters world is great as well. Like Chain of Gold, obsessed, love it.
Yeah.
So you still got highs on the horizon.
I was looking up before we hopped into this recording. I was looking up Cassandra Clare reading order because I don't know, there's something in my brain that I'm like, I refuse to read the Mortal Instruments series for whatever reason, just because of the things I've heard. So I'm like, what is the Cassandra Clare reading order if you skip the Mortal Instruments? Like, which books can I dive into and which books will not make sense? Kind of a thing. So
to be honest, I feel like they all make sense. Like the only thing that won't make sense is if they like refer to some of the characters in Mortal Instruments, but Mortal Instruments is so far in the future compared to Clockwork Angel and everything. So if you're reading the kind of more historical vibe ones, you're totally fine because these characters don't even exist yet. It's just in like Lady of Darkness, that series, which I actually really like as well, but they'll like refer to the characters from Mortal Instruments.
Oh, so are all the other ones in the past timeline? Which ones are in the new timeline?
Yeah, I think like in terms of like big series, the Mortal Instruments, that's present timeline. Lady of Darkness series, present timeline, or like modern rather, present when it came out. And then I think it's just, I'm trying to think of all the series. I think it's just Chain of Gold series and then like Clockwork Princess series that is like 1800s or whatever timeline we're in.
Okay.
I think. Is that all the series? Am I missing something?
You're the one that knows. Like, I don't know.
Because there's like a bunch of like standalone ones. Like you wouldn't be able to read like the Magnus Bane ones because that's related to the Mortal Instruments.
Oh, no, I like him.
Oh, you might be able to. I'm trying to think of the timelines now. Because it's like a bunch of like random standalones thrown in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And as I said to you yesterday, I just read them like from the library when I was younger. So I just kind of picked up what I could find. But yeah, just stick to the 1800s for now. And I think you'll be okay.
Okay, so is the newer book that's going to be released this year, is that the past timeline or the new one?
I think it's a newer one.
Oh, okay. So I couldn't read that one.
I don't think. Look, to be honest, I think they're not like bad books. It's just like the first two are a little bit tedious because we have that trope present, and then it kind of falls to the sideline for the later books.
Okay.
If you really wanted to avoid them, because they're not my favorite series, you could probably just look up like
spoiler
Spark
summaries.
Notes summary. Yeah.
I've heard so many mixed things. I think actually Sarah Caroli recently read the first Mortal Instruments book and she was kind of just like, what is this?
Yeah. Well, it's based off a Ginny and something fan fiction.
Isn't it like Ginny and Ron? That's what I heard.
Yes. Yeah. Which explains a lot.
Which is why I don't want to read it.
No, so fair. So yeah, that's why I'm always like, I feel like if you're not like 13 reading this series for the first time and really don't care what you're reading about, that's why I'm always like, start with like the oldest, like start with the 1800 series.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see what I can get away with. Maybe I'll look it up. I'll dive deeper into it. What are you currently reading though?
Oh yeah.
Let's move it on to you.
I am reading Beauty of Darkness, which is the third book in the Kiss of Deception. Remnant Chronicles. That's the one. Yeah. Which, by the way, people were very upset that I didn't choose that book for you when I was controlling your reads for a week.
I saw
and
the
I was
comments.
like, there was a lot of choices. It was really hard.
Yeah.
But maybe you can start that one when you've finished other series. It can be a new series for you to start. But yeah, I've only just started it, so very, very early days. The last one ended on a really big cliffhanger though. So I'm a little bit nervous going into this one. And it's really thick. Like the other ones have been like 400 pages and I think this one is like 700 or 800 pages. Like it's a big jump. So I'm just like, what is going to happen?
Wow.
I'm
for like a YA
nervous.
series too.
Yeah. It's like thick. So I don't know. I will say though, text is quite big. So it's not going to be like a super dense read, which is nice.
Right.
But yeah, that's my current read.
That's so fun. Yeah, that is definitely a series I want to dive into once I complete. I'm like on the brink of finishing so many series right now, which is actually, we'll get into it, but you know, goals for May. I'm about to finish so many. So I'm like, once I finish these, I can start the new wave and hopefully that one will be part of the next wave. But that's exciting. I love that. We're both kind of on series right now.
Yeah, very much. I feel like I'm just like honing in before these new releases. I'm just like, get as many done as I can.
Get them done. Okay, speaking of series though, we just want to announce that our long distance book club pick on Patreon for May is going to be Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. So if you want to read this book along with us, check out the Patreon. No pressure, obviously, but it's there if you want to. We have a lot of fun over there with live streams, spoiler book club chats, Discord, community, all that kind of stuff. Also like sneak peeks to our content. Like we always kind of spoil and talk about our videos and episodes upcoming with the Patreon, but that's there if you want to experience that with us. I'm excited to see what Freya thinks of Dungeon Crawler Carl. This is going to be interesting.
I feel like this is a really great book club pick because I'm sure I'll have a lot of thoughts and I'll need to just like pile them out and just discuss them with everyone. So I'm actually excited to get into this one. It's so outside what I typically, like what fantasies, I guess, I typically read. It's just unlike anything I've read. So I'm actually really excited to jump into it. And I feel like I've been enjoying comedic kind of satire type fantasies a little bit more recently, and just books in general. So I don't know. I'm excited. I think it'll be a funny experience.
Yeah, I feel like even if you don't love it, you'll still have an interesting time with it. Like you'll
Yeah.
still enjoy parts of it. Or
Yeah.
I don't know. Can't wait.
I don't think I'm going to hate it. But I'll just put it that way.
Imagine
Probably.
you're like 1 star.
Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
like,
It's terrible.
no, we hope not. Anyway, all right, we can jump into our actual, what we're here for today now. Jamie, what were some of your highs for April?
Okay, April. Let's talk about April. It was kind of like a high and low month. There were some high highs, there were some low lows. It was it was kind of a bit of a confusing month because I did read a couple of new releases. Some of them were hits, some of those were very, very poor misses. And I also kind of expected it to be a month of love triangles, but I found that the love triangles weren't actually love triangling for a lot of the books that I read this past month. I'll explain. Um, so there were a lot of books that were on my April TBR or that I just read in April that had kind of a love triangle in the premise. So like the Infernal Devices trilogy, which actually is a love triangle. So that was the like kind of only real
Yeah.
love triangle. But then I read Shield of Sparrows, which kind of like hints toward a love triangle, but then it ends up not really being a love triangle. Also, we also have
Yeah.
The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez, which I read, which alludes to a love triangle, but it did not feel like a love triangle whatsoever. There was definitely a point missing in that triangle. And then, I don't know, like other books like Someday Garden by Ashley Poston I read also had kind of a hint towards a love triangle, but wasn't really one. And then No Matter What by Cara Bastone was not a love triangle whatsoever, but the synopsis made it seem like there was going to be a love triangle with like the husband's brother or something like that. That's what the premise sounded like, but it wasn't at all, which like, thank goodness it wasn't. But I just jumped into all of these books thinking it was going to be a love triangle, and they weren't love triangles, which for the most part was great. So just an interesting observation about, I don't know
Yeah, that
why, like marketing blurbs all are trying to allude to love triangles that don't exist in the books.
I do want to pick your brain a little bit on No Matter What, because I know that
Yeah.
you had an interesting reading experience with that, and obviously that's a newer release. And
Yeah.
I'm like, after reading Cara Bastone's first like Ready or Not, I actually really liked her writing. And so now I'm like kind of craving getting into another book of hers. So what were your final kind of like, what was your final rating for this one in the end?
I rated this a 4-star, but
Okay.
I was really like, even now, I'm like, should it be a 2-star? Like, it could
Oh,
really go either way, depending on how I think
wow.
about it. In the end, my final thoughts about it are it was kind of genius, but so frustrating to read. So if you're going into a
Okay.
romance, wanting to feel good, don't read this one. Don't.
Okay.
If you want to read something that's frustrating, but in the end you'll kind of see this kind of difficult path that these two characters went on, and it feels kind of meaningful, then pick this one up. The main conflict in this book comes down to a very specific miscommunication that comes down to just semantics. Literally,
Okay.
the words that you use that are interpreted in the wrong way, which is the
I
most
will say
frustrating conflict
I will say
ever.
though, low key, like that's also kind of a little bit realistic because, like, I know that, like, in heated moments or something, if somebody says one word to describe what they're feeling and it's just like the wrong, adjective for that emotion, it will
Yep.
truly like throw me into a tizzy. I'll be like, great,
Yes.
so you hate me.
Yes. And that is where the genius of it is. Like,
Yeah.
these moments do come in, this time where the characters are feeling very flustered, very not feeling themselves. They're feeling trauma, like all of these things. And it all boils down to this one moment. And then we see our characters as they, like, if they can find their way back to each other, kind of, and learn how to communicate with each other again. So this book is a huge miscommunication trope, just like a walking miscommunication trope. But the way that Cara Bastone like embraced it and was like, I'm not going to just throw in a miscommunication. I'm going to make this book all about miscommunication,
Yeah.
was kind of genius in the end. Like I have to give that to her. I have to
Yeah,
applaud her
okay.
on that she really embraced it. Like, it sucked to read. I wanted to scream at the characters the entire time and be like, you talk, you listen to him. Like, give him space to talk, and then he will be able to talk to you. Like, it was one of those. But again, yeah, it did feel very realistic when you think about it, like the things they're going through and the moments they had. It makes sense. Like, it's just a frustrating married couple.
Yeah, okay. I actually really want to read it though. Like now
Yeah.
after that, because it's just I feel like it's sometimes like I don't know. It scratches an itch sometimes to read about like real life relationship problems
Yes.
kind of in well, I don't know. Like actual realistic ones, I should say.
Yeah. And I did love the writing in it. I think her writing
Okay.
improved like even more. She really can capture a moment in a scene.
Yeah.
Like, the opening of this book was our character Roz angrily cooking. It was like a angry cooking scene, and there was tomato sauce involved, and just like the parallels of the cooking, like the rage cooking and how she was feeling. I was like, wow, this is great. Like, I love this way of opening the book. It just put you right into her
Yeah.
feelings. So very strong writing. You might just really feel annoyed while reading
Yeah.
it.
Okay. That's a good warning for anyone going into it.
Yes. Yeah. But I feel like you should pick it up, and I'd be curious to see what you think.
Yeah.
Moving into some other highs that I had this month, though, I loved The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. That was my 5-star read this past month. It was incredible. And yeah, I've been dipping my toes back into romance, which I think fits kind of with the spring season. I've been trying to dip my toes back into romantasy. Some have been working, some have not been working, but we're still on the journey to get there. But that's kind of highs and some lows, but mostly highs of April for me.
Okay. That's good. I feel like yeah, definitely very mixed month for you.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch your wrap up this month, I will say.
Yeah, that's all filmed. It's wrapped up. It's over an hour long. Have fun.
Yeah, I thought so. I always have to watch your wrap ups in like 2 or 3 sittings.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, all right, doing my makeup in the morning, then while I'm like cooking dinner, then while
Yeah.
I'm eating dinner.
It's a whole day. It's a whole day
Yeah,
event.
it's like
The
an
wrap-ups.
experience.
Yeah. The making of it is a whole day event, and then the watching of it is also a whole day event. So
Yeah.
I guess that fits. All right. How about you, though? Highs for April?
Yeah, I actually had a lot. Mainly, I think because I stepped out of my comfort zone so much this month. Very much, of course, because you picked some of my reads, so I had no choice. Which, no, I'm glad. I feel like I've been feeling in many aspects of my life recently that I do need that push to just like get outside my comfort zone and just like try something. And then I'm like, wow, this is not as scary as it seems. So obviously,
over
I
here.
read. I read 2 historical fantasies. Both Jamie's recommendation, obviously The Poet Empress, which was outstanding but so much darker than I thought. I picked it up expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting what it was. And I like there was so many times I was reading and I had to like put the book down and just be like, okay, I just need to process this for a second and just be like, wow. And it was a very interesting book because it took me a long time to read, but it wasn't a long book. I just felt like I wanted to read every single word. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to experience her writing as much as I could because it was truly so beautiful. But then she was talking about such intense things. And I was like, how am I so enthralled by this writing? And you were talking about some of the most like intense historical anyway.
Yep.
It was a very interesting experience, but overall a wonderful experience. And then, of course, read The Poppy War, which I have just been preaching to my audience. Like, it's not that scary. Like, I was literally so terrified of it for such a long time. And I think because I've read an R.F. Kuang book that was quite different writing, like a different writing style. Like, she definitely has very different approaches to each book. And this one just felt so easy. Like it was so easy to read. Obviously the topics are quite intense and we do have like a lot going on, but the actual writing style made it so immersive and so easy to just get like just to follow along. And I feel like she introduced us to the whole world, to the whole political system and like war kind of state that we were in really, really well, and you could understand it pretty easily. So I always respect that as well. Very excited to continue that one in May. And then kind of just like read a lot of new authors this month actually, which I feel like is a really good thing as well. Yeah. They were kind of my main highs though, I think. Just like experience. I did read The Correspondent as well, obviously. That was very outside my comfort zone, but I read it in a day. Like I literally sat down and just was like, wow, and it was one of those books which I actually was thinking like, oh, this is going to be like maybe a 4-star, like a 3.75 kind of the whole time. And then like the last 5 pages truly changed my entire perspective on the book. And I was like, that's crazy work. So that was a bit of a roller coaster, to be honest, which I didn't expect was going to happen.
It's such a good journey because, the whole thing is kind of like, oh, this is nice. We're writing letters. You're kind of seeing these interesting things. But then when you realize, like, you kind of reflect on everything that's happened and everything that these letters have touched, kind of. Like how these letters have like impacted so many lives, including the writers, including the receivers, including like the people around them. It's like, wow, these are powerful. Let's go back to letter writing.
Yeah. And it's like, you just like the idea of like you never truly know someone. Like they'll put up this front, but you don't really know what's like going on behind the scenes of them, or like that they're not going to let anyone in on. And it was just a little bit, I did get a bit emotional towards the end.
Well, not me sobbing at the end of the book.
Yeah. I will say I was kind of prepared for that.
True. Yeah, you did watch me cry before you got into it. Steeled yourself. Okay. Yeah. We can move into lows. I know I talked about some of my lows, but I guess just getting more into them. I'm still not like fully loving romantasy. I think that's one big one. The Infernal Devices is an exception, but it's not really modern romantasy. It's definitely like old school fantasy romance kind of. So
yeah, it literally has an entirely different feel to like modern romances.
Yeah.
Don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah, like it doesn't, it's in a complete different genre. So I kind of almost don't even count it as romantasy because it's not romantasy as we know it today. But in terms of, modern day romantasy, I haven't found one that I felt like giddy about yet. So Shield of Sparrows, I was kind of lukewarm on. The Jested Heir came a little bit closer where I actually did enjoy the romance, like the chemistry, but I didn't love the pacing of the story. I think it kind of like fell short on that for me, but I did like the chemistry. I do have hopes for the second book in the series that I'm hopefully going to pick up maybe in May, maybe in June, sometime soon. But yeah, I do want to find a romantasy that I will love. I do still have The Road of Bones by Demi Winters on my physical TBR, which I do hear actual incredible things about. So that could actually be a modern day current romantasy that gets me back into it. I have high hopes, actual really high hopes, because I have not heard a single negative thing about those Viking romantasy books.
And also Viking romances, like haven't had a lot of them. That's a kind of new area. So it might, I'd actually, not that, I don't know if you'd count Fable as romantasy, but I actually, after finishing it, I think you would probably enjoy that one because it's like pirates. I think that's what I love. Like I've been enjoying recently with romances is when they aren't your typical, like, I don't know, just a classic kind of fantasy setting. Like when they're a little bit like, say Vikings or pirates or something like that. I'm still looking for like a mermaid type one, like Sirens. I think that would be really cool. But I feel like it's very hard to pull off well. But I'll be curious to see what you think of the other one.
Yeah, I'm definitely, I want to jump into that soon. There's also like This Woven Kingdom is on my physical TBR that a lot of people say is great for romantasy. But in terms of my other big low, I guess, was The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. Unfortunately, it didn't hit for me. I've been seeing reviews all over the board for this book. Some people have loved it. Some people have really disliked it. I unfortunately fall in the dislike category. I feel like it was a hard thing to pull off with boyfriend's best friend as the trope.
Yeah.
And I honestly think the direction that she was going in was the way that it could have worked. So she was going in the right direction. I think this book should have been more contemporary fiction over romance. And I think I've been saying that for her past few books as I just want
Yeah.
her to stop writing romance, if I'm going to be completely honest, because in this book, I don't know, I feel like we just focused on the wrong things. I wanted to focus on like the issues of like, you know, emotionally what comes from this like weird situation with your friends and with the person that you love, the dynamics that get weird between that. And I feel like we didn't explore that. It was a lot of just like we'll explore this like friends to lovers thing, but we're
Yeah.
not going to explore the issues that come with it. And the issue part came in the very last like 10% of the book, and I was like, okay, this is what I've been waiting for, but I want this to be the whole book. Or like I want this to be 90% of the book, but it was just too little of that. And in terms of like going back to my note of like I thought it was going to be a month of love triangles and it wasn't, I feel like the story should have been told with 3 POVs because there are 3 main characters involved, but
Yeah.
we didn't get a lot of like the current boyfriend, like the original boyfriend. We didn't get any of him. And I was like, I feel like I need that POV to fully be like flesh out this story. And it just the whole time it
Yeah.
felt like there was one part of it missing. So, like, I get why it leaned more into just the romance part because a lot of people are probably picking this book up for the romance part. But I'm like, it just feels empty to me. Like, it feels like an empty romance if we're not going to dive into the issues that are happening.
Yeah. I'm really iffy on this one. I feel like that was what you're saying though. It's almost the same as like, yeah, her last book. You know, like everything about it I feel like was really good, but the romance. Like I actually really
Yeah.
enjoyed the storyline of it and like seeing our characters go through these very real life struggles and how they're going to navigate their way through this. But the romance, I felt like there was, to be honest, I felt like there was, something missing there. I was kind of like, I understand it, but also you guys don't even know it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like,
I think she falls under she tries to make her book boyfriends the perfect book boyfriend. I think she's trying to write these boyfriends to be like, this is going to be everyone's number one book boyfriend. But then she makes them too perfect. And I don't like that.
See, that is why I loved yours truly, because I felt like
Yeah.
Jacob, right? Yeah, he had these like personal things he was also working through. And like he had these little, like with his anxiety and everything. And I loved that representation because I was like, that's so real on what many people go through. And like when they're trying to find a significant other, everything like that. And that's why I feel like I loved him so much. But you're so right. The past few ones, they haven't had that, not the flaw, but that realness to them.
Yeah.
Like
They've
a
just been
struggle
like,
that they're going through.
they'll do everything in their
Yeah.
power to like do anything for the protagonist, and it's like it just goes too far for me. I'm like there
Sometimes
there
they're
are
human.
multiple things. Yeah, there are multiple things that happen in this book that I was just like I wouldn't trust anyone who did that for me. Like
Yeah.
it's too much. Like kind of things like putting thousands of dollars into things for someone you just met and like driving I don't want to spoil things, but like just doing things in the middle of the night that go way beyond your scope of like you're just the best friend at this point and you're doing all of, like I don't know. I don't buy it. I love Miss Abby. I love Abby.
Yeah, her writing,
I love.
insane. So good.
And the thing is I read this book so quickly. Like the writing did flow. I do love her writing. I don't love the stories that she's been telling lately. Anyways, I love Abby Jimenez. I didn't love this book. What are your lows?
I feel like these were a lot of just like kind of lows. Like they're not lows, but I did finish my Red Rising reread. And I'm still not obsessed with it. But, you know, it is the first book. I wasn't expecting my opinions to completely change. So, yeah, I'm not really annoyed about that. It's mainly just the characters that I haven't found a connection to yet. And I feel like that's the main thing. Yeah. Also, I think I mentioned I think it was off camera I mentioned to you, I don't know what Pierce Brown's obsession with meat and describing meat in graphic detail. Oh, Maisie's come to say hi.
Hi, Maisie.
In graphic detail, but he always does. And I'm like, I can't deal with, like, you guys know, I'm not a gore person. Like, I can't deal with this description of blood dripping and So that's definitely that's definitely something I need to get used to from his writing. But I think once I'm past that, I'll start enjoying it more. I do love his descriptions of worlds and his whole just like building of a world, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then I think I was reading this last week when I was talking to you, The Dinner Party, like on podcast. I think I was reading that by Freya Valerio. That was the most ridiculous book I have ever read in my entire life. Like, I know it was supposed to, like, it was satire, right? And it was it was almost, I want to say fantasy satire, because like we're talking about like mythical creatures, not like
what?
like werewolves.
Oh, really?
Randomly, yeah, and like yetis.
What? Wait. Why?
I truly just like my entire time, and like the endings, some of them dead ends really quickly, and so you have to like keep going back. Yeah. But I truly, every time I got to the end, I was just like, I think there was a lot of endings though. There was about like, I think I read about 10 different endings. Like there was a lot of different endings. Okay. But just like I guess the kind of main one, like the longest storyline.
Yeah.
Was like almost like a horror satire type situation. And then, you know, when you're like watching a horror film and then they go into it was like Satan or like this evil spirit that actually is possessing, like, you know how it kind of takes it that one step too far and you're like, oh, okay. It was like that. It was a satire of that basically. Okay. And I was just sitting there going, what am I reading right now?
Did you know it was going to take that route?
No.
Like you didn't know it was going to be a satire? I thought it was like,
no, because we started off, we're basically following, it's also written in second person. So you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that makes sense because you're choosing. Sense. Yeah.
But it was very odd to read. And it was like, you are a broke girl living in like this space and you're about to get kicked out because you haven't paid your roommate rent. And somebody offers you this waitressing job at a really rich person's dinner party. And do you take it? Do you not? And then if you don't take it, spoiler alert, story ends pretty quickly.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, so like, and then there was like, you know, you're driving there and stuff. So I was like, oh, this is like thrilling. Like what's going to happen? Who are we going to, like, it's in the middle of nowhere. Just takes the most bizarre turn you don't expect coming. And I'm not going to say anymore because it's actually a hilarious thing to read, but just don't go in expecting a high rating.
Are there any like happy endings or do they all end in like death or like, you know, horror?
Look, some they don't end in death, but I'm not sure we'd call it happy.
Oh my gosh, I'm so curious. I'm going to tell you.
I could tell you afterwards. I don't want to spoil it for listeners if they decide to read it, but it is truly like I was gobsmacked. And it just kind of felt like Freya McFadden though was just like having fun. Like she was just like, I'm just going to write the most ridiculous things because why not?
She's like, I have spare time doing my full-time job plus writing all these books. I've got some more time, whatever.
Yeah, 4 books a year.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, very, very hilarious. So yeah, I guess that was kind of a low because I don't know. I'm just still kind of bizarre on that one.
Was it really a low? Wait, what did you rate
it? Definitely brought me, I rated it to 2.75.
Okay. I mean, that's not horrible.
No, it was like I found joy in it, okay? I was laughing out loud at some. But it was just like I was laughing because it was so ridiculous.
I'm like, this sounds like a high to me. That's hilarious.
It really was. Like, honestly, if anyone's in just like the most reading slumpy kind of mood, read this.
That is so funny.
Anyway, that was an interesting experience. But yeah, should we go on to May?
Sure. I was going to say, do you have any other lows? But that was just an
that was kind of my main ones. Yeah, I feel like I've talked about any others.
Love it. Okay. Looking forward to for May. I mean, new releases, we need to take some time. How long have we been recording? Because we need to take some time
Yeah.
to talk about May new releases, because there are a lot. Oh my goodness. But that is definitely something I'm looking forward to in the next month of reading. I also have a lot of arcs that I really want to get into. One of them is the good parts that I talked about in my spring TBR episode last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I definitely want to read that. It's actually on my May TBR, so I'm going to get into that soon. Can't wait to read it, hopefully cry, and hopefully start recommending it to everyone. And then, yeah, finishing series. So finished the Stormlight Archive until now. I'm about to finish
now.
Infernal Devices. Yeah. I'm on the brink of finishing like the Jesset Air, or the Scorched Throne, I think it's called, duology.
Yeah.
I'm on the brink of catching up in the Bone Season duology. Or duology. No, it's much longer than a duology. The Bone Season series. I'm about to read book 5 at some point, and that will catch me up in the series. So yeah, catching up in series, lots of arcs, and lots of new releases is mainly my like exciting look aheads to this next month.
I feel
How
like
about
we've got a really good month ahead.
Yeah.
For that. Yeah. Definitely, yeah, I'm kind of feeling giddy towards this month as well. Definitely want to be continuing series, for example, Stormlight Archive. I really want to continue that now because, like, you've kind of put me on, like, when you get the itch and I'm like, oh, I kind of want to just get into it now.
Yeah.
Then, obviously, the Poppy War, Red Rising.
Yep.
And, look, I've got more, but they're my kind of 3 main ones. I feel like I want 3 main series to continue. I might even read multiple books from those series. Not the Stormlight Archive, 1 book from there.
Yeah.
But
Just read them all.
multiple books from the other ones. But I do want to leave room for like some breathers in between those because they're all pretty intense reads. Like I really want to read Yesteryear. I think you mentioned that in the same video. But not actually released in Australia till May.
What? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so
Soon
I went
at
to get it
least.
the other day and I was like, oh. Yeah. So I'm waiting for that one. But I would really love to read that one. And then also I've just been like I have like really bad decision paralysis when it comes to reading. I'm terrible at making decisions. So I realized I am going to leave it to a lot of the Patreon members. I'm just going to be putting polls up, and I'm also going to be leaving it to my library. I'm going to like go to the library because they have kind of like these most recommended books, and I'm just going to like read a bunch of the backs of them because it's almost like a curated book shopping trip. Like you can get recommendations pretty easily. So yeah, I'm going to let them influence my reads a lot. And yeah, just diving into high fantasy again because I feel like I didn't read that much high fantasy apart from maybe the Poppy War this month. So I'm excited about that.
That's exciting. About the decision paralysis thing, I definitely get that too. So I actually, looking forward to this next month, I think I want to start using, not all the time, but sometimes a TBR wheel. I've seen a lot of people do this, but like where you put the actual books on the wheel. So I downloaded the little spinner wheel app. I have put my entire physical TBR on my TBR wheel. The slits are so tiny. Like the little segments of the wheel, tiny. But I do kind of want to, like when I don't know what to read, just spin the wheel.
That would be like a
it
good addition to your like TBR takedown videos as well. So you
Yeah.
can just like really, you don't know what you're going to read that video. And I feel like sometimes as well, when you set yourself up, when you're like, okay, I'm going to read this book and then I'm going to read this one and this one, it almost like takes then when you get to the end of one book, you're like, oh, but I kind of like am more leaning towards this one, but I guess I'll read this one. And then I feel like I'm taken out of that book. So I feel like I try and just read one at a time. And I have books that I'd reach for sooner or like that are on my priority TBR. But yeah, that might be fun. Let me know how that goes.
Yeah, just to like randomize it a little bit. I think it'll be a fun experiment to see how I feel about it. But yeah, I've loaded my entire physical TBR onto it and I want to use it this next month. Hope it's nice to me.
Yeah, we don't want too many intense reads one after another.
Okay, let's get into May new releases. There are so many. I think I'll start because I think a bunch of these are just ones that I added.
Yeah, I will say I was looking through this list. I know a few of them, but I was like, oh, that sounds good. Oh, I haven't heard of that one before.
Well, I'm going to put you on some recommendations. So
what's new?
On May 5th, we have 3 books releasing that are all going to be incredible. So one of them is obviously The Last Contract of Isako by Fonda Lee. We all love Fonda Lee over here, okay? So I'm so excited about this one. It's a standalone space opera. We have corporate samurai. We have like fighting between planets. We have a female protagonist who is a swordswoman. She's about to retire, but she gets offered like a final mission from a competitor and she can't refuse it. And she gets thrown back into this like corporate samurai stuff. I don't know. Sounds so fun. I'm also going to see Fonda Lee in Conversation on May 11th, I think. Early May. So I want to read this book before I go to that.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely needing to pick this one up ASAP. So excited. Another one I'm excited about, also May 5th, Verity Guild by Mai Corland. So this is the same author that wrote Five Broken Blades. And this is a standalone though, so less of a commitment. Hopefully this will be fun. But the premise of this, I hope, you know what, maybe this will convince me back into romantasy because it's a locked castle romantasy with a murder mystery.
That sounds so much fun. I will say this is one I'm really looking forward to because that's just that premise.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
So much fun. So we have a senator that is brutally killed in this castle, and all eyes turn to Princess or High Priestess Cara. We have Praetorian Torin. This is our love interest, I believe, and he's forced to work at her side and I think like try and find the actual killer because she didn't actually do it, but everyone just thinks she did it. So they end up needing to like trust each other, work together to uncover who the real killer is. But yeah, we're in the locked castle. It's like Roman inspired too, but murder mystery, like all of these elements together. I'm like, I need to know how it all fits in together. I think it's going to be so fun.
That I actually haven't read anything by Mai Corland before. So, because it's only been Five Broken Blades series, right?
I think so. Yeah. So yeah, standalone, going to be super fun. Her writing is very like easy, addictive.
Yeah.
Third book that releases May 5th, okay? I received an early copy of this one. It's how I heard of it, but it's called The Young Will Remember by Eve J. Chung. This is a historical fiction, and it's about a correspondent who's trapped behind enemy lines during the Korean War, and how this other woman basically finds her, and they help each other find their way home, kind of, throughout this war. So
I fear that's going to be an emotional read.
yes, I'm so excited. We're in 1950, okay? Our main character is 28 years old. She's a Chinese American. Her name is Ellie. She's a journalist, and she's on a mission. She's on a flight to cover a battle in the mountains of North Korea. Her plane is shot down, and she's like, this is the end. This is it. I'm going to be captured, whatever. But then, a woman finds her, and she's like, no, this is actually my long-lost daughter that we've lost, and I've been looking for her. And Ellie's just like, okay. So this family takes her in. She's obviously not actually their daughter. They're just kind of like covering for her. They bond. They keep each other safe. And Ellie also tries to help, like, this mother who rescued her, tries to help her find her real daughter. So they're both helping each other. I love a story with, like, women bonding and helping each other. So I think this is going to be really good.
Yeah, this one is going to be a bit of I think, like, you can already tell it's going to be an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so excited. The cover's also gorgeous. I can't wait to dive in.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be really good. Why don't you announce the next one, though?
Yeah, we do have a few. I feel like everyone knows this, but finally, The Ballad of Falling Dragons by Sarah A. Parker, the sequel to When the Moon Hatched, is coming out on May 19th. I will say I originally wanted to do a reread of When the Moon Hatched because I read it, almost 3 years ago now. So I genuinely, I'm like, maybe I should just listen to the audiobook or something this month beforehand. Because, I genuinely, can't remember a lot of the details. And we all know that Sarah A. Parker does love her details in her romantasies. Hey, this might get you back into romantasy.
That's true. I mean, that's kind of like, it's already one that I love. So does it count? Because I'm like, I want to find another
But it might
romantasy.
get you into the vibe. It'll get you, in the mood maybe.
Yeah.
But very, very excited for this one. We've all been waiting for this for a long time. I'm really nervous, though, I'm not going to lie. I'm
Yeah.
really hoping it lives up to it because I loved when the
hope.
moon hatched.
I hope it's great. You know what? I actually haven't told you this. HarperCollins is hosting like an intimate mix and mingle with Sarah A. Parker in Toronto, and guess who got invited?
That's so exciting. She's Australian. So
Yeah.
you'll feel like
Yeah.
you'll recognize the accent. No, that's so cool. Oh, I love when they do those things. It's really rare though. So that's
Yeah,
exciting.
especially like they don't really happen here in Toronto. I feel like most of them happen in the UK, but yeah, they're doing one here. It's at my favorite indie bookstore, Hopeless Romantic Books. And so it's just kind of like the best of all of the worlds coming together. And so I'm gonna meet Sarah.
When is
Parker.
that?
It's end of May. I think it's like it's maybe a week or so after the release. It's lining up because she's coming to Toronto for her tour, so she's doing an actual like public event too.
I actually think she's coming. That's like her first stop because she's coming to Australia, but not till like June for her tour. So I think she's like maybe they're kicking it off in Toronto.
Yeah, like she's doing a North American thing first. Yeah, so she's going to be in Toronto for that. And then, yeah, I guess HarperCollins decided, well, if she's here, might as well do like another like kind of like a more intimate event. So, yeah, I got invited to that. And
Bring your
I was
books
like,
to get signed.
yeah,
So
they're
exciting.
like, feel free to bring your books to like get signed. I'm like, you best bet.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
bringing,
you should get the
I only
like
have one.
special edition of like when the moon hatched because getting that signed would be really cool.
That one's pretty. Yeah, I have like the old indie release of it.
That's kind of
which is cool.
flex. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Because I read it on Kindle. I never got the actual physical indie version, but I read it on like indie Kindle.
Yeah. No, yeah, I have the
that's
indie
cool.
one, so I'm gonna get that one signed. So it's gonna feel really special. And I can't
You're
wait
like,
to meet
I've been
her.
here since day one.
Yeah, I'll be like, I read your book so long ago.
That's
so
so
I'm trying
cool.
to
Oh my
publish.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. More releases. We're still going.
We're still going.
The Shippers by Catherine Center. Now, I haven't read a Catherine Center book yet. I really still haven't, which I want to now that a few of her books are getting adapted to film, or at least Is it The Bodyguard?
The Bodyguard. Yeah, you should read The Bodyguard. That one's fun. I like that one.
Yeah. But, I mean, this one, I have heard the blurb a few times, which it does sound really fun. Like, we're following our protagonist's sister's wedding, and that is on a cruise ship. And it's like a childhood friends to lovers romance. Like, he starts as her wingman or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, because he's like her best friend, and she's like going after some other guy on the cruise. And she's be my wingman. But like, we all know how that always turns out.
I think that could be fun, though. I actually don't mind a like childhood friends to lovers. I know some people hate it.
I love it.
I actually like it.
I do. I love it. I'm like, why not? It's so sweet.
Yeah.
Like, it's always so, like, because they already have so many memories together. It's like, you already know you like each other. So why don't you just love each other too?
Yeah, literally. And then, of course, we have, I think we talked about this one a few episodes ago as well, The Burning Side by Sarah DeMoff. Literary fiction. This one is all going to destroy us. I am sure the early reviews I've seen of this are just like, people are getting very emotional. But it is basically following a house fire. A couple's house goes up and they are on the brink of divorce anyway. So they're already in a pretty rocky situation. And then one of our parents of that couple also has Alzheimer's, which I feel like she really just chose three of the most intense tropes that's really going to hit really deep for a lot of people. Yeah. Which
it kind of sounds like This Is Us. House that goes up in flames, Alzheimer's, kind of like problems.
Yeah.
Well, without the divorce thing, I think. Well,
yeah.
no, actually, we had a little bit of that, but like in a different way in This Is Us. Kind of sounds like that. Which also, I'm like bracing myself because This Is Us made me sob like every single episode. So,
yeah. This is, I've only watched a few episodes of that. I didn't even get through the entire thing because I was crying too much. I was like, I can't.
I'm like, did you not like it? I was going to be sad.
No,
but
it was
like, okay.
It's one of those ones that I put on every now and then, but I have to be like very, But yeah, no, this one does sound a lot like that, and I think it's going to be an intense read. But yeah, anyway, we love Sarah Demoff for that. Oh, she likes my TikToks too now. Not TikToks, Instagrams. After you said that, like a few weeks later, when I started posting on the Bright Years after I read it, I was like, oh, she loves our community so much. That's so cute.
Should we get her on the pod? Question. Who am I, Rocky? Question.
Question?
Yeah.
Look, we can try. That would be really...
She followed me. I could DM her.
I think she followed me too.
We have like we've DM'd before. Not really, but like we've exchanged messages before.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to read The Burning Side and then we'll get be her like, on the pod.
In release of this, would love to.
Yeah.
After you destroyed us. We're just brainstorming here, guys.
I love talking to people that destroy me. Anyways, those 3 books all come out May 19th. So that's Ballad of Falling Dragons, The Shippers, and The Burning Side. Oh, it's a big release month. And then the week after, we have our last anticipated May release, The Midnight Train by Matt Haig on May 26th. So this is another magical realism fiction, which is connected to the Midnight Library. And it does feel like it has a similar feeling synopsis. It's essentially like when your life flashes before your eyes, like where would you stop on the train, kind of. It gives you the chance to relive some moments that meant the most to you. It gives you the chance to maybe change some things, like change some things you regret from the past. But obviously, changing things from the past always comes with risks. So it does feel like a direct kind of like spin-off from the Midnight Library because the concept sounds so similar. But I'm excited. I enjoyed the Midnight Library. It was so many years ago, so I don't really remember too much about it, but I'm excited that there's another one coming out that seems kind of the same.
I feel like trains have become a very strong literary metaphor in the past year.
I mean, I just read The Elsewhere Express, which is kind of a similar feeling. I do hope this one is more physical train, though, because that's what I was missing in The Elsewhere Express. I was like, I want to sit in a train. Give me the seats and like, whatever, windows, whatever else a train comes with.
It is a cozy kind of situation. Like, it's a cozy vibe on the right train.
Yeah, we love I feel like trains and books go along very well together for whatever reason.
Well, like sitting on a train on a long trip, reading a good book, it is a vibe.
So good.
It is. Yeah. It's a real experience.
Yeah. And the thing is, you don't get motion sickness when you read on a train because it's just like a constant speed.
Oh, it's the best. Look, I still get it a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I'm a very sensitive, motion sick girly. But it is probably one of the only like forms of transport that I can read a bit on. Because any other one,
read on planes?
Yeah, I still get sick.
Oh.
But I can. It's like, I feel like planes are okay. If I like put headphones in and kind of like, then you kind of forget that you're flying. Like it's just if there's turbulence, then it gets bad. But yeah, it's very irritating actually. Like I can't even look at my phone. It's ridiculous.
I've gotten motion sickness in my old age. I didn't used to have it.
Wait, it's come on.
Yeah. It's like late onset, I don't know, whatever you would call it. I don't know. I'm trying to diagnose myself. As a kid,
so odd.
I used to be able to do anything. I was like a roller coaster demon. I would like ride every single roller coaster there was. I could go on boats. I could watch like full movies in the car. Like I had a portable DVD player and I would sit in the back seat, which is the most bumpy. Sit in the back seat of a minivan as a kid and watch movies for like hours and feel fine. And now in my old age, I get motion sickness and I'm so mad about it.
It is really irritating. Unfortunately, I've always had it, so like that kind of makes more sense to me. Like I will say though, being in a family of like there's 4 kids, and so I was usually like the smallest, and they'd always like try and throw me in the back, and then I'd be like, I get motion sick. Do you want me to like?
Oh, like, you had like a little point over.
So that was a good little excuse for me.
Yeah, at least you had that.
Yeah, now you can just dibs the front whenever you're in a situation that needs it. Just be like, sorry.
I guess so.
Not that there's usually, I feel like these days we're passenger princesses anyway, so not to say much.
Yeah. I'm just a passenger princess. I'm always in the front passenger seat anyways.
Yeah.
So,
which we love.
yeah. Anyways. Love the little rambles at the end of the episodes.
Yeah.
I guess that's it for this recap. Mixed reading month, some great things, some bad things, lots of great things to look forward to though. I think May's going to be so fun.
Some giddy feels ahead, that's for sure. I'm excited.
Yeah. I don't even know which new release I'm going to read first. I mean, Fonda Lee first because I'm going to that event. And then, I don't know. Maybe we'll let the TBR wheel decide from that point onwards.
I was about to say, maybe we should do you can do a little book haul, new releases book haul, and then just go from there.
Ooh, a new releases TBR wheel. But I feel like the point is to read the old ones
Get the old ones. Get the old ones off the TBR. Yeah, that is the point.
I'd be defeating the purpose. Anyways, everyone, let us know what your highs and lows were for the month of April. Let us know what you're looking forward to for the month of May. And I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. So if you guys are still here listening to the end, thanks for listening wherever you are in the world or whatever time zone you're in.
Until next time, stay comfy and keep reading.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on socials for more bookish content.
Bye. See you next week.